Hi, I'm Mike with House on the Mend, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the Greenworks 22-inch 24-volt cordless hedge trimmers. If you find this video helpful, will you please give it a thumbs up? Alright, let's get going.
If you break it, he will fix it. If you buy it, he will build it. House on the Mend.
Our front yard is a hedge trimmer test track. I've been letting it overgrow a few weeks to prepare for this video. But you can see right here where the rosemary is encroaching on the other side, I almost get claustrophobia. So when Greenworks reached out and offered to send me this cordless hedge trimmer, I agreed. This is not a paid video. They just sent it to me for free, and I'm going to review it and give my own opinions. So let's see what's inside. Well, the contents of the box are pretty simple. There's four things. You've got the hedge trimmer unit itself, the battery charger, and the manual. Let's go over the components of the unit itself. You've got the blade here, and this is a two-piece blade. Each of these pieces are stacked on top of each other, and they move simultaneously back and forth to create the cut. This red stem or bar you see here is the only thing stationary. The other two blades are moving independent of one another. Pretty nice, typical looking steel. Looks like it's stamped. And one thing I do like is that you can't move either blade when the unit is off, so it's not like someone could be playing with it and inadvertently pinch or hurt themselves. I'd still keep it obviously out of the hands of kids. There was no scabbard for the blade, but at least it doesn't move when the battery's not in it. Next thing we have is the guard here for your hands. They call this front handle here the auxiliary handle, and it's real comfortable. It's nice and big. It holds my hand pretty good, and it's rounded on the edges. You've got back here, you've got the trigger, and you've got the safety lock button. So the trigger won't go until you push the lock button. The lock button is ambidextrous, so you can push it from the left or from the right. Let's switch over to the battery. This is a 24-volt battery, and it is 2 amp hour, which is pretty good. A lot of introductory tools will come with a 1.3 or a 1.5 amp hour battery. This one came with one 2 amp hour battery, and I love that it has a charge indicator right on it. You press the little button and you see how much battery life is left. Then we switch over to the charger. The charger simply slides right onto the front of the battery, and it has an LED light, and it has a portion of the actual indicators on the charger itself. But if you look at that light, it says the flashing green light is in the process of charging. A solid green is fully charged. If the battery is too warm, interestingly enough, the light won't come on at all, according to the manual, which I find odd. And if the light is blinking red, that means the battery is defective. As far as oiling the blade, the manual just says to use a light layer of oil to lubricate the blade. I always just use a spray lubricant right before I head out and start using it, and that's always worked for me with my other hedge trimmer. Quick point on the warranty. There is a 3-year warranty, but the manual says that it is valid only for units which have been used for personal use and that have not been hired or rented for industrial or commercial use. So that differs slightly from the Ryobi warranty that I've read on some of the other products I have reviewed, where it has a certain warranty time for regular home use and then a smaller or diminished warranty life for professional use, clearly indicating that it's not meant for commercial use. Greenworks here won't warranty it at all if you try to use it for professional use, so just home use. The manual itself I found to have a really good English translation, much better than the Sekagon shears that I reviewed, where they didn't even try to have somebody that actually spoke English write the manual. It was like it was straight out of Google Translate. There are a couple things I found off on the manual. One, it was kind of funny. It says, warning, hold the machine with hands during operation. So that seems kind of unnecessary. But then in two spots on the manual, I also saw where it shows pictures of the trigger safety button being up on the auxiliary handle. And on this unit, that is clearly not the case. It's back here by the trigger. Other than that, really good manual. So the current pole position leader on our hedge trimming track is the Black & Decker 20 volt, 22 inch hedge trimmer. I've had this for years. All I have ever done with it is lubricate the blades before putting it into use. I also have a 2 amp hour battery for it and a couple smaller ones, all three of which work fantastic. This 2 amp hour battery, as you can see here, goes through our test track with no problems whatsoever and has battery left in it to do the backyard as well. So all of my opinions on this Greenworks unit are going to be based on how well this Black & Decker has performed, because they both have the same size battery and they both have the same length 22-inch blade. Now, I think it's time to test this guy out, but first we need to charge the battery. This battery came blinking with only 1 bar, which means it's pretty much totally depleted. I am fine with that because that's going to give us an opportunity to see how long it takes to fully charge this battery and whether or not it gets hot to the touch. So let's do that next. All right, we're inside. It's nice and cool. Battery is 80 degrees. Plug it in. Start our timer. We had a little bit of a blinking light here on the battery level indicator, but that stopped, and now we just have a slow blink, meaning we're in the process of charging. Let's see how long it takes, and let's see if it heats up this battery. And the reason I look at that is to see the BMS and the battery management system, what it's doing to those cells, and that can give us an indication on longevity. Wow, 4 hours and 17 minutes to charge a 2 amp battery. That is pathetic. Possibly the only thing worse I've ever seen is this little tiny charger by Ryobi that slips over the stem on their battery. This is not a serious charger, but I have to say, like, this isn't either. Good news is it charges so stinking slow that the battery is actually a degree cooler when it was done. Nonetheless, we're finally ready to go. All right, now that our battery's finally charged, let's just give this guy a try here with this green cloud. All right. Well, first impression, it's cutting great. I was even able to get into some older wood back here and trim that down. It didn't hang up on any of these bigger branches that I was cutting back a little bit, so that's all positive. You may have heard it's got this kind of rattly sound to it. Almost like there's something loose inside, but it's not affecting the first cut anyway. Let's check the battery real quick. It's so bright and hot out here. I'm not even sure if I can see it, but come over here next to you in the little bit of shade. Yeah, still at full power, which is a good sign. All right, time to move on. Hanging up a little bit more on this rosemary, but we're late in the season. It's getting pretty woody. That doesn't bother me too much. How about this euonymus here? I like this long reach. It's nice. Always pull away from the window screens though. Pull away from the window screens. All right, so it did pretty good there. Did you see how I tried to lead in to the cut that way? It did pretty good. I don't want to get on that stucco or that screen, so I'm going to hold it like this and pull the bush back a bit. Yeah, doing good. Yeah, handled that like a boss. So every so often I'm coming down on one of these and it catches on something a little more woody than it likes, but it's not stopping, right? It's not clogging and jamming and cutting out. It's just not cutting through it, and it's not designed to cut through really woody branches, so that really doesn't bother me. My Black & Decker does that as well. Sometimes I feel like I can muscle through more things, but maybe I just don't know the best cutting angle yet on this guy. These cicadas here are not helping with my audio quality. Look at this jungle. You'd never know it from this view, but there's actually a little patio over here. It's just so high. You couldn't sit down and, look around and watch the sunset. I love this reach. You can't tell, but this bush is like 3 feet across. Don't feel creepy hiding behind that tree. It's just the only bit of shade over here. sweat in my eye. All right. All right, so we're all the way through the front yard test track. I still got one bar left and it's wanting to work, so let's find some more bushes. What else? All right, how about a little off the top and the sides of these photinias, especially right over here where it meets our gate. Well, you're gonna make me do it, aren't you? You're gonna make me take you to the backyard. Have it your way. All right, we're now in the backyard. If the color science of this shot seems different to you, it's because this is a different camera. The other one, which had been in the shade the entire time, overheated while we were trying to wear this battery out. So, new camera, same sound system, and this lantana right here loves Las Vegas sun, but it's getting a little big for its britches. So let's see what we can do about that. But when you cut lantana, it smells like it's in the mint family. Is that true? Yeah, I see you trying to hide behind there. This is the kitchen window with the kitchen sink. I love to do the dishes in the morning, look out here at the wild bunnies, but I see we have a pool noodle stuck in here. So am I King Arthur now? What else? I'm running out of things to cut, but how about we cut back this weeping tree a bit to get to the bottle brush that you can't quite see behind it. Well, between the summer sun and the bunnies ripping the bark off, these poor shrubs here aren't looking so good, but we can still dress them up a little bit. Oh, finally. Finally. All right, let's do a review of everything we accomplished on one battery. All right, here we go. A much deserved break. Good job. Cleaning up is just the worst part. I wish I had a fairy godmother who could just bippity boppity boo this cordless mower into a mulcher sweeper vacuum that you push along. It would be so awesome. All right, so let's wrap this video up with our pros and cons. If I get through it quickly, we have a good chance of this video being under 25 minutes. So first, the pros. Obviously, the battery life is outstanding. I have never worked so hard to try to get to the end of a battery, and I recorded hours of video just so I could capture the moment when the battery finally gave out. You know, sweat rings, this battery is amazing, let me just say. Also, the hedge trimmers operated flawlessly, no issues. Lastly, the battery platform. So if you look at just a few shots that I found off of Amazon, you can see how many tools this battery works with. I mean, Greenworks is trying to rival Ryobi, I think, with some of these pictures. Now the cons. Thankfully, they're quite minor. First of all, the build quality of this plastic and on the battery, either in shipping or just in that brief mild drop onto a drop cloth when I was unboxing, there was a ding on the tool itself into this rather soft plastic, and then on the battery itself there's a big old ding right on the battery life monitor. So that gives me some concerns about what kind of materials they used. And then also all the stickers were peeling off. When I pulled it out of the box, I had to rub them all back into place. So, build quality, I don't know. Next, my most vocal criticism is the charge time. That little charger that comes with this unit is terrible. There is no excuse for a 2 amp hour battery taking 4 hours to charge. I have several other similar chargers for other platforms, as you see here, and none of those take 4 hours. They might take maybe 2 hours to charge a battery. So Greenworks does have different styles of chargers, as you can see here on the manual, and I think they should discontinue this one that came with it and only give out a decent charger. For my next con, I need to make a quick change to the Black & Decker to tell you that this handle here, it's kind of like semicircular handle. I prefer this handle for transitions going from sideways cutting to going up top. I found with the Greenworks handle that it was actually a little bit more uncomfortable rolling my wrist. So just a personal preference, but I wanted to share it with you. All right, back to the Greenworks. The last thing, also kind of minor, I would have loved to seen a plastic scabbard included with these hedge trimmers. The Black & Decker I have didn't come with one either, but I did have one in the past and it had a scabbard and I really liked it. So that would have been a nice touch to protect the blades. Now, if you found this video helpful, will you please give it a thumbs up? It really helps the YouTube algorithm to start suggesting it to more people. I also want to give a huge shout out to Greenworks for sending me this tool to review. I enjoyed reviewing it and it's a pretty good quality overall. So thank you, Greenworks. Now, I'll leave a link for this tool in the notes below. Full disclosure, that is an Amazon affiliate link. So if you click on it and end up making a purchase, it won't cost you a thing, but I do get a small reward at the end of the month. It helps to justify the time and the effort it takes to make these videos. Until next time, thank you for watching.